Good morning, everyone. So let's have a quick recap on yesterday's data. Okay, so first thing is the Euro or ECB interest rate decision for the month of June. So previous data and forecasted, same thing at 0%. And for the month of June, the interest rate decision for the Eurozone remains at 0%. So currently, they're still on the zero interest rate policy, in particular for the Eurozone. And next thing is the inflation rate for US for month-on-month basis for the month of May. So previous data was 0.8% and forecasted at 0.4. And release time yesterday, 8:30 p.m. And for the inflation rate for the month of May, month-on-month basis was 0.6%. So slightly higher than the forecasted, but it did not beat the previous data for the month of May, year 2020. And followed by the weekly initial jobless claims for US. Previous data was 405,000 and forecasted at 370. And release time, same thing, 8:30 p.m. yesterday. And for the weekly initial jobless claims for the US, went down to 376,000. So lower than the, or much higher than the forecasted, but lower than the previous data. So overall, there's actually a neutral effect for the dollar index in particular. But if we are going to check the euro dollar last night, since we have both data for euro and US, the euro dollar was actually very volatile last night. And as expected, the euro dollar fluctuated last night after the release of the euro and the US data. So to be specific, the price went down to 1.2140 after the release of the euro data, the interest rate decision, and then right after the release of the US data, it went up all the way to 1.2190. But during the Asian session, the current price of the euro dollar was seen around the 1.2180 level. So economic data today, we have to focus on the European session. We have GDP for UK. So GDP for UK month-on-month basis, and we also have year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. And we have UK trade balance for the month of April. So all of this data will release 2 p.m. later on. Meanwhile, US session, you also have to pay attention on the consumer expectations for US for the month of June later at 10 p.m. So we can expect that if we are going to trade currencies rather that is paired by the GBP, we can expect that it will be very volatile later on after the release. And same goes with the US dollar. So our key product for today is of course the GBP against the US dollar. So last night, this one is actually very interesting, this pair, because it went up sharply around the 1.4170 level. So the price of the British pound against the dollar went up for almost 68 pips due to the bad data for the weekly initial jobless claims. But during the Asian session, the current price was seen around the 1.4170 level. So overall, we have to pay attention with this pair because we have data for UK and US later on. So it may drive the direction of the GBP against the US dollar. So possible support is 1.4106 and 1.4037 and 1.4212 and 4248 for the resistance, respectively. So overall, if we are going to trade pairs that is paired by the or currencies rather that is paired by the GBP and the US dollar, please put a proper risk management and be cautious as well. All right, so thank you everyone. That is all for our daily briefing today. Stay safe and have a great day.